very good morning, all of you. Good morning, and I welcome you to today's episode of Transform. Dr. Deepti will be joining in a moment. And today, I'm giving you a context, and let us see how many of you agree with the idea behind today's Transform. A lot of students have written to me that, sir, I wanted to do well in this NEET PG exam. I had prepared all I could, but still my ranks are not up to my expectation. And a lot of people are always in that phase where they are struggling with the format of MCQ. MCQ is a format where you have a question which has four choices, and I want all of you in the comment box tell me what was the single most difficult thing in NEET PG 2025. What was the single most difficult thing in NEET PG 2025? Any one of you can answer. So the single most difficult thing that we had in this year's NEET PG paper was, can anybody tell me? Yes, was the choices. It was not about the question. It was about the choices. So I think some of you have now, I think Abhishek also gets it right. And so Ria also said it was options. It was not about the questions. It was about the options. And I've met many students who said that I thought I had prepared well, and I met a student who says I thought I had prepared well, but I ended up getting 94 or 90 correct in the real exam. It was the options which were confusing. I'll give you an example. By the time Dr. Deepti joins, I'll, it was mainly, the ability to rule out in the final choices, which was the tricky thing. So I'll just share with you an image and a question. So I will ask you now, this is a question from this year's NEET PG paper, and I just want you to go through the question. True statement regarding the procedure shown is, classically what they would have done is they would have asked you to identify the image and you would have marked the answer as IVP. But now they are saying, look at the choices and tell me which is, so you first step number one is, step number one is identify the image. Step number two is it used for bladder cancer? No. Is it non-invasive? Yes. Can it diagnose PUJ obstruction? Yes, which is a PYQ. Percutaneous procedure? No, it is intravenous dye is given. Invasive? No, it is a non-invasive procedure. So the choices are complicated, and this is where most people got stuck. The answer was B. It is non-invasive and can diagnose PUJ obstruction. So what did you notice in this example that I've given to you? This year's NEET PG exam was not about the topics. Topics were same as what you get usually. It was about options and ability to do those questions right.
Absolutely, yes. I completely agree. And we need to understand that whenever we say that this is a controversial thing or that is a controversial question, the primary reason is the superficial knowledge or probably failure to know how to apply the concept. See, when we are asking you a question, it's not just about the statement, whether the statement is correct or not. You have to see whether it is the best among the options or not, whether the concept has been applied properly or not, right? And yesterday in my class, I had a new regular batch starting in Delhi in the auditorium. So I gave him many examples where you will feel that both options are correct, and therefore you will say that it is a controversial question or it is a wrong question. But once you understand the concept behind it, you realize, okay, yes, definitely B is the answer and A is not the answer. So very important to understand. Anybody who is now preparing maybe for November exam, and most importantly for next year NEET PG or INICET, we need to know that we have to focus on concepts, right, and how to apply them. Even if you are mugging up something, आप रट्टा मार भी रहे हो, there is no guarantee that you will be still able to do the MCQ right unless it is asked factually. And that is not the pattern now. The questions are not coming as a factual part. They are coming as, whether this fact can be applied this way or not. So, अगर आप समझो clinical vignette क्या होता है? Clinical vignette होता है when you combine a couple of facts and you see their application. तो अगर आपने फैक्ट याद करा, आपको लगेगा कि हाँ ये तो आसान क्वेश्चन है, मगर अगर आपको नहीं पता कि उनको इकट्ठे करके अप्लाई कैसे करना है, तो वही आसान क्वेश्चन हमारा गलत हो जाता है, एंड दैट लीड्स टू डिस्पैरिटी एज वेल, राइट?
And you know what I wanted you to understand is when we are appearing for the NEET PG exam, you have 19 subjects, and it is not just your MCQ tricks and trades which will win you the game. वो स्कूल की बात अलग थी,
या
स्कूल में सिर्फ 4 किताबें हैं. Try to understand. In your MBBS, in your NEET UG exam, there are only 4 things to run: physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, and they ask everything from NCRT books. So what happens is only your mantras and your tricks and trades are working out. And sometimes you may not even know, and you will see some students who may not be that intelligent may end up getting a good rank just because of the those tricks and tricks of the MCQs. But in NEET PG, you have to do 19 subjects. Without concepts, you cannot do it. I'll just give you another example. So see this example from this year's NEET PG paper. This was a child with fever, high grade fever, cough, and there was a opacity on the right side. The horizontal fissure was in normal position. Trachea was slightly towards the right. Okay. And if you remember in my classes when we were discussing in the real class, we spent a lot of time understanding pneumonia, and I told you that if I am confused between trachea and fissures, fissure is the most important determinant of volume loss. So now is the fissure in the right position? Yes. So there is no volume loss. This is right upper lobe consolidation. But most people who had done superficial knowledge, they marked it as collapse. So my first message to all of you is, boss, एक बढ़िया से 19 सब्जेक्ट के कॉन्सेप्ट बनाने में 6 से 8 महीने लग जाते हैं, उससे कम में नहीं हो पाएगा, है ना? अभी मैं कल भी एक बच्चे से बात कर रहा था, 2 लाख के लगभग आएंगे, 1,80,000 आएंगे. वो कह रहे सर 1 महीने को जुगाड़ बता दो. नहीं है भाई, मेरे पास कोई जादू नहीं है. नोबडी कैन डू इट. वो लोग सामान बेचते रहेंगे कि आजा 1 महीने, आजा 1 हफ्ता, आजा 5 दिन, आजा 6 दिन. नहीं हो सकता अभी. नीट पीजी 2026, यू हैव टू compete with others who have better concepts. So even if you improve from your little bit correct to 5 more correct, but then also others will also improve. So you need to know the step number one is understanding concept, interacting with the teachers, making those concepts. That is your step number one. So I hope that is clear to you, Beta. Now
I
I'll take.
think I think Tanushri in the chat box has also put it correctly that focusing on the main notes is important. हर चीज का एक सही समय होता है, and that's what we have been telling you about. अगर हम अभी से बहुत ज्यादा हसल करेंगे और हम अपने नोट्स को नहीं पढ़ेंगे या नहीं समझेंगे, एंड आवर ओनली गोल इज टू फिनिश फिनिश फिनिश, तो प्लीज मेरी बात समझो. मैंने कल क्लास में भी बोला था कि इफ इट इज अ रेस, तो फिनिश तो जो लास्ट आ रहा है वो भी कर रहा है, राइट? डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस? बट दैट इज नॉट क्रिएटिंग वैल्यू, है ना? सो द आइडिया इज नॉट टू जस्ट रैपिडली फिनिश थिंग्स. मुझे नहीं पता कि ये क्यों दिमाग में डाला गया है कि जल्दी फिनिश कर लो, फिनिश कर लो. अगर आप उसे बहुत जल्दी जल्दी कर रहे हो, यू आर नॉट गिविंग ऑप्टिमम टाइम, then you're actually wasting your time, which you will realize henceforth, 6 months later, कि मैंने तो टाइम भी लगाया मगर फिर भी नहीं हो पाया. एंड यू आर डेफिनेटली पुटिंग एफर्ट. आप मेहनत तो कर रहे हो ना, हार्ड वर्क भी कर रहे हो, पढ़ाई भी कर रहे हो, कॉम्प्रोमाइजेस भी कर रहे हो, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आप नहीं कर रहे हो. बट समहाउ इट हैज बीन सेड कि जल्दी कर लेते हैं, छोटा कर लेते हैं और उससे हो जाएगा, right? So unfortunately the paper is not in that format, okay, where you need to just go and vomit it out. It's not like that. NEET PG पहले बहुत ज़्यादा factual आता
So,
था.
I think the very important thing to be said here. Most people were saying NEET PG बहुत आसान था, but the topper has scored less than the last year's topper. So, at
Yes,
least it gives you
yes.
the idea it was not easy. The choices were confusing, and it was, I told you day one itself, it is a moderate difficulty. It is not easy paper. But, people were, right, left, and center throwing things. But if you remember, immediately after the exam, I told you it is a moderate difficulty. The options are confusing. And I wanted you to understand the step number two. Step number two is you need to develop a habit of facing the MCQs. Now, I told this, and on Saturday I was in Chennai felicitating the toppers, and I was so happy that out of the toppers, I met at least 16, 17 students who were 1 lakh plus in the last NEET PG, 16, 17 students who were now in top 1000, top 2000, top 3000. So, can you imagine? All of them said one line, and they quoted me in that line. I was very happy. They said, "Sir told us to eat the frog in the morning." I was so happy. I was so happy that they're eating frogs. No, no, no. The frog means something that you don't like. MCQ is a hard thing. Do the hard things in the morning is what I want you to understand. If you keep postponing MCQs to evening, you will never do them. Do them in the morning. Can you promise this to me in the chat box?
Absolutely, yes. And I will just take a few queries. So Rohit is asking that he has made his notes in his third year, and now he's in internship. Should he make the notes again? Rohit, I would say no. You don't need to make the notes again, but you should follow up with the TND program. How that will help? Number one, it will help you give any updates that you probably require, which have changed over time, and you need to add or correct in your notes. Second, it tells you or gives you time to read your notes again, but at the same time, it will give you time to go through back to basics. If not all the videos, you should be able to go through the golden points in back to basics, or even quickly go through the notes which are there in the app itself. उससे क्या होगा आपका एक और रिविजन हो जाएगा जिसमें कि यू आर सीइंग द न्यू थिंग्स बट एट द सेम टाइम it is not really new. It is what you have done with an improvised version with changes, right? मैं दोबारा ये बात बोलूंगी. Reading your notes twice minimum फ्रंट टू बैक इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. उसके बाद हम छोटा करना शुरू करेंगे. मेरी बात समझो, क्योंकि पहली रीडिंग जो आप करते हो उसमें से यू आर यूजुअली एबल टू रिटेन ओनली 50-60%, राइट? अगर आप बहुत अच्छे बच्चे हो तो मे बी यू रीच इवन अप टू 70% इन योर फर्स्ट रीडिंग. बट जनरली ऑल ऑफ अस, बिकॉज देर आर 19 सब्जेक्ट, इट टेक्स टाइम टू अब्सॉर्ब द इंफॉर्मेशन, है ना? सो इसीलिए फर्स्ट रीडिंग, उसके बाद एक रीडिंग और कम से कम नोट्स की होनी चाहिए. सो व्हाट आई से इज द फर्स्ट रिविजन should be complete notes. First revision should not be a compromised one. Second revision, say yes, I will only myself tell you, now you start using golden points, now you start using live rapid revision, now you start using the videos of the test papers that we have given you, right? So I will
So the
myself tell you different ways to
big
do it.
message that we want to give you today is, कि boss, this is not the time to go for revision. If you're targeting NEET PG 2026, it will happen in June. This is the time to build concepts. Don't go get it wrong. Many children I have seen this for 2 years in continuity because फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में भी ठीक से नहीं करे, दूसरे में कहते हैं कि सर जॉब कर लूं, सर कुछ रिवीजन रिसोर्स कर लूं, सब भाग रहे हैं इधर उधर भाग रहे हैं, वो कर लूं, 2-3 दिन में बनती नहीं बात, फिर से तीसरा भी खराब हो जाता है. And by the time you realize it is, your family pressures, your job pressures, everything hits you, and you spoil the place where you could have reached. You need to build concepts in first 4 to 6 months. It is mandatory to spend 6 months in 19 subjects. ये बहुत ही कम है, इतना तो करना ही पड़ेगा, इतनी इज्जत तो एमबीबीएस को देनी ही पड़ेगी. Now I just wanted to tell you the third thing, and then I'll ask Dr. Deepti to take in. So the first thing, remember, was concepts. We talked about concepts. Second thing was MCQ habit. The third is, don't wait for perfection for giving tests. This is, I think, something that we've repeated, I think, in every transform episode. Every of my class, every of Dr. Deepti's class, we would say, boss, test दे दे. सर अभी तैयारी नहीं हुई, कोई बात नहीं, देना शुरू करते. क्लास टेस्ट दे, एसडब्ल्यूटी दे दे, ग्रीन ग्रैंड टेस्ट दे. And we had this kid yesterday, Saturday I met in Chennai. This boy was in from 1.5 lakh ranks to a 3,000 rank, and he said that giving SWTs in the end for his weak subjects gave him the maximum impact. So don't wait for perfection. जैसा भी है, क्लास हो गई, टेस्ट दे दे, महीना हो गया, ग्रैंड टेस्ट दे दे. प्लीज प्लीज डोंट वेट फॉर परफेक्शन. टेस्ट के बिना नहीं जीत पाओगे.
चलो डॉक्टर समीर, आई थिंक बच्चे ना क्वेरीज हैं बहुत, तो उनकी क्वेरीज आंसर कर लेते हैं बिकॉज दे वांट टू
I
रीच
just
टू
add
अस.
the fourth step and then we'll take the queries.
ओके.
After the test, I have learned this from the students who have made massive comebacks. Almost all the students who made massive comebacks were using the video solutions that you get at the end of DAMS class test, SWT, GT, and that is how you get this auditory memory. आपने सुना होगा जितने बच्चे अच्छे रैंक ला रहे कह रहे सर की बात याद आ रही थी. कैसे आ रही थी? Because when you make a mistake, you listen to the video solution, it starts working out. So let's take your queries now.
ओके, सो एक एक करके लेते हैं, वील ट्राई एंड आंसर एवरीवन. सो आई थिंक मैं थोड़ा सा स्क्रॉल अप कर रही हूँ. सो एडरिन हमें बार बार हमेशा सुनते हैं, एंड ही इज अ डियर स्टूडेंट, ही शी आई डोंट नो, बट यस. They're saying 2 months are left for INICET. Should I redo back to basics for weaker subjects? I would absolutely say yes. And even मैंने आपके पिछले queries भी देखे हैं, right? So I would say, Adeline, you definitely give the INICT, but please do not compromise on your study, because नहीं तो अगर हम INICT में आगे आए भी और borderline हुए, तो आपको एनीवेज नेक्स्ट ईयर का नीट पीजी देखना पड़ेगा, बट देन यू वुड हैव लॉस्ट एटलीस्ट 3 months इनटू हैप्पैज़ार्ड स्टडी. तो वो मत करो बेटा. फॉर ऑल आवर स्टूडेंट्स, प्लीज रिमेंबर, in your DAMS Alpha app homepage, scroll down to the article section. We have shared 3 articles which everyone should go through. Number one, there is an article on 3 month strategy for November INICT. Please see that. We have told you in that in the month of September, you must go to back to basics or your weak subjects and your main notes. And then the second phase would be revision materials, okay? Like Mission INICT, like DVT, like PYQ ka buffer, INICET. The second article is similar strategies for NEET PG next year and May INICT next year. Now, where I have divided your study into 5 phases. If you go through those 5 phases of study, you will realize I have actually given you ample time for revision as well, and ample time for finishing your reading and first revision as well. So there is a phase-wise 5 phase strategy for next year NEET PG in the article section. There is a third article where I have now given the finer details on how should you be spending your week or your day for next year exams, how to use the different things that DAMS is giving you, right? तो उसको कैसे plan करना है? So all my regular batch students, back to basic के बच्चे, TND के बच्चे, app live के बच्चे, you should see that video, that article, where we very clearly given you notes कब पढ़ो, DQB कब करो, SWT कब करो, GT कब करो, frequency क्या रखो, right? So these are 3 articles that you must go through. It will solve a lot of queries for all of you, okay?
So, what I'll just show you is on the app, when you go, you will see a new section called as the article section. These are letters that we write to you. What we have done is that, we know there are two kinds of students, one who like to talk on the video, one who do not like to talk on the video, who might be there on the app. So me and our Deepti, we write these chittis to you, how to study, how to plan with the class. So, please go through them. We take a lot of time to write those letters to you, and so please go through them, I would suggest. And एक बच्चे का मैं query लेना चाह रहा था यहाँ
अच्छा,
पे,
मैं
how to
पहले क्वेरी ले लूं.
prioritize study with job. I think एक में बहुत जरूरी question है.
ठीक है, हाँ, this is
Dhruv, my
important.
answer to you is, if you are preparing for NEET PG 2026, and if your job is not a permanent government job, if that job does not give you any extra marks for your future exams, like some of the states would have that kind of rule, or if you are not in a financial need, please, if there is no financial need right now, or your parents are taking care of it right now, it is good to give 100% into studies. If there is a financial need, make sure at least last 3 to 4 months you should have free for your PG exam. बिकॉज कंपटीशन है ना, कोई बच्चा खाली बैठ के पढ़ेगा, कोई नौकरी के साथ पढ़ेगा, तो टाइम कम मिलेगा, तो हम लड़ाई कम लड़ पाएंगे. दैट इज माई कैंडिड आंसर टू यू. बाकी लोग बहुत ही पॉलिटिकल आंसर बताएंगे, ऐसा होता है वैसा होता है. सच बात यह है कि थोड़ा टाइम तो देना पड़ेगा, तभी हम जीत पाएंगे. सो आई होप दिस इज द आंसर. एंड एक क्वेश्चन डॉक्टर दीप्ति आपके लिए, व्हाट आर अल्फा कार्ड्स दैट यू आर नाउ स्टार्टिंग इन बैक टू बेसिक्स?
Yes, so I promise that throughout the session from now until your NEET PG, we will keep bringing beautiful things for you to make your journey easy. One such new venture is Alpha Cards in Back to Basics section. Now, these Alpha Cards are very, very high yield PYT based cards. They are like flashcards where volatile information has been put for you. Why? Because बहुत सारे बच्चे ऐसे होते हैं जो अपने आप से समराइज नहीं कर पा रहे होते हैं. So for them, we have decided that now at AMS we will start summarizing the things also for them. That was the entire purpose why we brought live rapid revision by the teachers themselves, so that the teachers are going to summarize their own notes for our students. So now we are bringing up the DAMS Alpha cards. We will bring them for all subjects, and I promise they will be wonderful. They will cover PYT based informations, which are important things to be revised again and again. So ये इसलिए है कि मान लो आपके पास आज सिर्फ आधा घंटा है, मे बी इन बिटवीन टू ड्यूटीज, and you don't have time to go through entire ENT again, but you are sitting in the ENT ward. It will be wonderful if you can just go through the alpha cards. You will realize how high yielding they are, right? So now I will be putting up the anatomy section of the cards, and similarly we will be bringing it up for all other subjects as well. They will be wonderful revision tools, so you can just go through them whenever you want to revise a subject in a short format. So डैम्स में मल्टीपल वेज ऑफ रिविजन्स हैं. बैक टू बेसिक्स में गोल्डन पॉइंट्स बाय कॉर्टेक्स एआई वन फॉर्मेट है. लाइव रैपिड रिविजन एक और फॉर्मेट है. PYTs, if you see, there is another section called as PYTs, where we are putting PDF of last 5 to 7 year PYTs for all of you. We have already put all NEET PG PYTs. We are in the process of putting INI PYTs also in that section. Then, as I said, there are alpha cards, right? So there are so many things that we will keep doing for you to make your journey easier, especially for those जो अपने आप उनको नहीं, summarize कर पाते या बहुत time लगता है summarize करने में. Okay?
And not only will make your journey easier, will make it very exciting. So I hope, last year you saw that, we kept you going with predictor series, MIQ series, golden points. So last year, I think the PYTs were the most important wrong diary for students who never made a wrong diary. So abhi uske saath mein we are adding alpha cards also, which are more visual, more, interesting to see. And, dono mila ke, I think they can become a wrong diary if somebody has never made a wrong diary. And I just wanted to show to you one more idea that you might not have done so far. Whenever you open a back to basics video, if you're new to DAMS, below the back to basics, you will see an icon called as Cortex AI in every video. Please click on the Cortex AI icon, go to the golden points,
Beautiful.
and the artificial intelligence will create the summary for you automatically. So what we have done is very simple, very intuitive. और like many students keep asking, sir time कम है, अभी मैं lecture कैसे देखूंगा? यार ये golden point तो तू आधे घंटे में भी पूरा subject कर सकता है, अगर करने को तो आना. So
Sumer,
stop
one
making.
बच्चा is asking also about Myra. आप एक बार वो भी बता दो, and then I will take a couple of more queries.
I think I want to take a query. एक बच्चा बार बार पूछ रहा है, sir is mugging.
हाँ हाँ,
तो
मैं
please
भी I
बोलो
want
बेटा,
to answer that as
वो
well.
rapid revision है ना for selection. So
No,
बच्चा
no, no.
गलत बताया गया किसी ने आपको. यूजुअली पेपर मैंने अभी आपको बताया, जो पेपर आ रहा है वो बहुत ज्यादा चॉइसेस ट्रिकी होती हैं उसके अंदर. हर बीतते हुए साल में वो पेपर और ट्रिकी हो जाता है. And even the toppers are scoring less than what they did in NEET PG 2024 in 2025. And if you only mug up and the exam is in 2026, other people are understanding and memorizing both. So how can I beat the people who are understanding and memorizing by only memorizing? So या अकेले खेल रहे होते तो अलग बात थी. अकेले नहीं खेल रहे ना, अपन सब ऑप्टिमल करें और दुनिया अच्छे से कर रही हो. जैसे ना एक बच्चा आया, कहता है कि सर व्हाट इफ आई डू स्मार्ट वर्क. I told him, what if I do smart work and hard work both? Can you beat me?
Yeah.
So you understand. So तू मतलब तू अकेला एक नहीं होशियार है कि तू सोच रहा है कि
सभी
मैं ये दो.
होशियार बच्चे हैं ना बेटा
सभी
यहाँ पे तो.
होशियार हैं. कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम के अंदर वी शुड नॉट
बुद्धू
कट
नहीं है,
कॉर्नर्स.
आप में से कोई भी बच्चा बुद्धू नहीं है.
वी
आपको
शुड नॉट
ऐसा लग
कट
रहा है आप
कॉर्नर्स इन द
बाकी बुद्धू
बिगिनिंग
हैं
ऑफ
और
द
आप
स्टेज.
ही एक होशियार हो,
वी
है ना?
शुड
ऐसा
नॉट
नहीं है
कट
ना.
कॉर्नर्स इन द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द स्टेज. बहुत जरूरी है पढ़ाई की शुरुआत में कॉर्नर्स कट मत करो, मत करो, मत
हम
करो,
लाइव
मत
रैपिड
करो.
रिवीजन करेंगे. वी विल डू लाइव रैपिड रिवीजन, वी विल डू डीवीटी ऑल्सो, वी विल डू पीवाईक्यू का बाप ऑल्सो, बट नॉट नाउ. These are resources that DAMS has made for you to do close to the exam. So 2 months before the exam, or maybe 2.5 months before the exam, we can start with live rapid revision. 1 month before the exam, we will ask you to stick to DBT. We will ask you to stick to, PYQ का बाप, PYT PDFs. हम खुद आपको बताएंगे. We do not want to misguide anyone who is preparing for next year exam. please do not do a compromised work. You have 9 months to go. बहुत टाइम है, पेपर जून से पहले नहीं होने वाला है. So why do you want to really brush off things thinking I am doing smart study and everyone else is stupid? It's not like that, na? Everyone is also a doctor. That's the beauty. You are all cream of the society, very bright, very intelligent, high caliber people. We are not dealing with silly people around us. हम तो सभी होशियार हैं. सारी प्रॉब्लम तो यही है ना, सब होशियार बच्चे बैठे हैं यहाँ पे, है ना?
And also, I just wanted to make a quick note on it that after you have done your concepts well, and how will you know what is my problem? I gave you a small formula. If my last NEET PG number of corrects were less than 120, I need to look at the lectures, I need to look
No,
at the
no,
golden
less than
points, I
I,
need
I
to
would
break
say
the concept.
125, maybe even 125 should be the cutoff.
At least 120, and between 120 to 150, you are in the clutter zone where a 1 mark is changing a lot of ranks. If you
Yes,
are
yes.
preparing again, then something like a TND should help you a lot. More than 150 TND is the goal, because now you are targeting only the November exam. So this is what I've seen, that if you are in top 10,000, and this is one question that I wanted to answer. Sir,
Let
मैं
me
INI
एक
दूं कि
बार
ना
और
दूं?
मैं summarize
दे दे.
करूं इसको, Dr.
Yes,
Sumit.
yes, yes,
Less
totally.
than 125 main notes at least twice before you shift to any kind of our revision resource, whether it is live rapid revision or it is DVT. 125 to 150, you need a combination. That is why with TND we are giving back to basics. So you need to go through some parts of your notes, so use back to basics, and you have to do the testing intensively. Beyond 150, you need to figure out what you don't know. The only way to do this is give test. Therefore, TND is most important one. Find out your weak zones and refer them from either your main notes or back to basics or Cortex AI golden points. That's how it has to be. That's why the
Okay,
courses have been crafted in such a way. Okay?
so Dr. I'll take a quick query. एक बच्चा पूछ रहा है sir, should I concise the whole chapter into a single page for revision? Yes, it's a very good idea. But
I
don't
call
panic if
it
you're not
as
able.
mind map, मगर वो
But
time
if you
consuming
are
होता है.
not able to do it, don't panic.
हम कर तो
Don't
रहे हैं आपके
panic.
लिए.
DVT will do it for you. DVT will be the exact thing that you're looking for. Last year, many toppers came and told me, सर जो पूरे साल बैठ के मैंने कंसाइज किया, आपने तो 7 दिन में डीवीटी में करा दिया, सबको फायदा दे दिया आपने. So you understand. So DVT will do it for you. You already have the access to last year's DVT in your subscription. Please start looking at it, because मेहनत तो करनी है, लेकिन अगर वो मेहनत बनी बनाई तेरे फोन में पहले ही हमने डाल दी, तो तू यूज क्यों नहीं कर रहा उसको? यू अंडरस्टैंड
Okay,
बेटा?
I will
तो
take up
ध्यान,
the
इट्स अ गुड
query of
आइडिया.
Vedant. Vedant is saying he is at 146 correct. How to approach INI November? So Vedant, you will be a very good candidate who would benefit a lot from INICET TND. Okay, it is starting from 1st of September. It is going to be live on the app, and we will be starting with first and second year subjects because they are asked in a relatively more number in INICET as compared to NEET PG. So what we want you to do is do these INICET TNDs so that the discussion, the test paper, the topics, everything you get more edge on, and at the same time you can start abhi se revising your third and fourth, especially your fourth year subjects. जब तक INICET TND शुरू नहीं हो रहा, try and go through your medicine, surgery and gynae notes once. ठीक है? उसके बाद use the TND to revise plus test plus analysis. Okay?
So, on that note, we'll just quickly summarize what we've told you today. That whenever we are preparing for an exam which is going to happen approximately a year henceforth, we never know the date also, it might get even
Yeah,
more
I know.
postponed.
That's a problem.
So you have to begin, the first phase has to be intensive on concepts, full classes, interactions, for solving doubts and making your basis, and developing habits. Do 50 MCQs every day. Start giving subject wise and class tests. Second phase will be more revision intensive, where we will introduce LRR and DVT, and you will increase the frequency of your grand tests, and you will also appear for damn CBT in the exam environment. You need to promise yourself, don't forget registering for the CBT. अभी मैं एक बच्चे से मिला जिसका पेपर में जाते ही पैनिक अटैक हो रहा था. एंड उसने डैम्स के थर्ड ईयर ऑनवर्ड्स हर सीबीटी में बैठ बैठ के अपने आप को अक्लेमेटाइज किया एंड एंडेड अप गेटिंग अ टॉप 100 रैंक. सो इफ यू हैव दैट एग्जाम एंजाइटी, एक दिन की गलती से पूरा करियर नहीं खराब करना. स्टार्ट प्रैक्टिसिंग, स्टार्ट डिसेंसिटाइजिंग. सो वी विल वर्क ऑन ऑल दीज थ्री थिंग्स: एग्जाम स्किल, एमसीक्यू स्किल, कॉन्सेप्ट बिल्डिंग, लेकिन सही समय पे. रिवीजन हैज टू बी डन इन द फाइनल 3 months, नॉट इन द फाइनल 12 months. रिवीजन आखिरी 3 महीने में की जाती है. सो आई होप दिस गिव्स यू द टाइमलाइंस एंड द art of preparing for an MCQ based exam, especially when it is at postgraduate level. It begins with concepts. It is not a school exam जहाँ पे पतली सी 4 किताबें आनी है. यहाँ पे बहुत ज्यादा कॉन्सेप्ट है. और एक मजे की बात बताता हूँ. अगर सपोज तुझे फिजिक्स नहीं आती थी स्कूल में, तो केमिस्ट्री के क्वेश्चन ठीक कर सकता था. उनमें कोई आपस में लिंक नहीं था. यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है. तुझे एनाटॉमी नहीं आती तो फिर सर्जरी भी नहीं कर पाएगा. If you don't have the basics, you get stuck because every subject in medicine is interconnected. Human being is one. We need to make concepts first.
Okay, I want to really say something to all my students who feel or who are still feeling a little, I would say, helpless or hopeless or disheartened. And the confidence level is rock bottom. Please understand, every time we will suffer a setback in our life, there will be, emotions that are going to run very high. Okay, and we will have these feelings. See, am I capable enough? Is the universe conspiring against me? Because the circumstances keep turning bad, and all the negative thoughts are going to come to you whenever you have a setback, right? But you need to understand that setbacks are a part and parcel of our life. They keep coming in everybody's life. You are not alone in it. Everybody, if you ask about their life journeys, they will tell you that they have had setbacks. Yes, the important thing is that when you hit your rock bottom, you have to tell yourself, अब हो गया, इससे नीचे मैं नहीं जा सकता या जा सकती, and the only way forward for me is upwards and above, right? So you have to tell yourself कि look, whatever had to happen is done. Now there is no looking back. Now I'm going to bounce back. And I hope you know, जितनी जोर से हम बॉल को नीचे जमीन पे मारते हैं, उतना ही वो ऊंचा जाती है. Yes or no? So the bigger the setback, convert it into a force to take you to much higher level, right? Remember, moving ahead of setbacks is what is going to lead you to growth, is going to lead you to new choices in your life. If you don't think of coming out of your setbacks, then you are there in the circle of regret forever. ठीक है? So don't trap yourself in the circle of regret. Yes, tell yourself, ये मेरा rock bottom था, अब इसके बाद मैं सिर्फ ऊपर ही ऊपर जाऊंगा. Can you all tell yourself that as well? Yes? So please tell yourself that the only way for you now is upwards. Can we all write that in the chat box? Yes, I want you to feel that energy and tell yourself कि अब मैं सिर्फ ऊपर ही ऊपर जाऊंगा. There is no way that I'm going to go down any further. And that's how you start your journey. That's how you look forward to it. That's how you grow. Okay? Hanji, Dr. Sumer, are you writing something? Yes.
So I hope you all are able to see my screen here. That initial phase, I see बहुत सारे बच्चों को क्वेश्चन आ रहा है कि सर रिवीजन अभी से क्यों ना करूं. देखो, रिविजन मतलब दोबारा देखना. दोबारा तब देखते हैं जब पहली बार देखा होता है. सो आई होप दैट क्लैरिफाइज द इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज इटसेल्फ. द ब्रिटिशर्स इटसेल्फ हैव क्लैरिफाइड कि रिविजन मींस यू डू इट व्हेन यू हैव सीन इट वंस. विजन माने देखना, री माने दोबारा देखना. पहले देखा ही नहीं तो दोबारा कैसे देखेगा. So I hope this answers. First 4 to 6 months, spend it on concepts, spend it on the main DAMS notes, then go for your class test, SWT, GTs. In the second phase, revision, increase the frequency of GTs, go for CBT, look at LRR and look at your DVTs. Okay, so I hope this answers the query. I'll just remove this slide from here. Okay.
राइट एंड जीटी कब देना है? अभी से. ठीक है, एवरीथिंग इज नाउ. इट डजेंट मैटर हमने कितना प्रिपेयर किया है, कितने सब्जेक्ट कवर किए हैं. अभी से जीटी देंगे और धीरे धीरे उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ाएंगे, पर ना देना इज नॉट अ सोल्यूशन, क्योंकि जब भी आप शुरू करोगे बेटा, आज करो या 2 महीने बाद करो, शुरुआत में तो नंबर ऑफ करेक्ट कम ही होंगे. एंड टॉपर्स, इवन रैंक 2 has said this. She started for somewhere around 80 to 100 correct MCQs and she has gone so far. So शुरुआत कर दो, धीरे धीरे उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ाएंगे, रिव्यू करना शुरू करेंगे, हमें हमारी वीक एरियाज पता लगेंगे, हम उन पे काम करेंगे, एंड दैट्स द ओनली वे टू इम्प्रूव. अगर मेरे को ये पता ही नहीं
Dominic,
होगा.
I want to take two queries. एक बच्चा पूछ रहा है
हाँ
सर,
जी.
how important are the old PYQs of INICET? Very important, please. Please go through the PYQ का बाप section on the app in your revision courses. Do the INICET PYQs. You will get the strike rate. Also look at the mission INICET for those topics. एक query मैं डॉक्टर दीप्ति और लेना चाहता हूँ.
हाँ
एक
जी.
बच्चा है जो कह रहा है मैंने किसी और रिसोर्स से पढ़ा है, अभी मैं डैम्स में शिफ्ट हो रहा हूँ, तो अब मैं नोट्स दोबारा बनाऊंगा कि एमसीक्यू करूंगा. सो बेटा, माय आंसर टू यू इज इट डिपेंड्स ऑन हाउ मेनी यू गॉट करेक्ट. Now
Yes.
suppose, don't look at what you have done in the past, look at how much it has helped you. Suppose
Yeah.
you have done from a resource but your number of correct is less than 100, less than 120, and you say I'm only practicing MCQ, still the concepts are not there, otherwise the number of correct, the maximum number of students this year have gotten 120 to 150 correct. So if you're below that zone, it makes sense to do the notes again and shift to dams. You will be able to do it. Okay. And the second thing is, if your one corrects are between 120 and 150 on the higher side, maybe 130, 135, use only the app TND, which is there in your app. Use your notes, prepare for it, go for the app TND. If your notes are too bulky, shift to dams. Again, you will find the notes are more doable. So I hope this answers your query. ओके, एक बच्चे का कोई
Absolutely.
और ले रहा हूँ मैं. सर, दिसंबर एफएमजी के लिए अप्रोच बता दो ऑनलाइन बच्चों के लिए. सो उर्वेश, जनवरी एफएमजी होगा, पेपर जनवरी में होगा, एंड माय गोल विल बी, सो ट्राई इन एफएमजी पेपर, योर गोल शुड बी till November finish your main FMG notes of dams which are much less than what our NEET PG notes are. तो मेन FMG को खत्म करेंगे नोट्स को नवंबर तक. दिसंबर में DFX. In the end we'll do the marathon revision. So I hope this gives you the idea. एक और क्वेश्चन आ रहा है, सर इज PYQs and GTs enough for INI नवंबर? नॉट एनफ अफान, नॉट एनफ, लेकिन मस्ट डू. मतलब इनके बिना काम नहीं चलेगा, करने तो पड़ेंगे ही, लेकिन सिर्फ यही करेगा, कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं बनाएगा, तो जो बच्चे कॉन्सेप्ट भी बना रहे होंगे, PYQ भी कर रहे होंगे, GT भी कर रहे होंगे, उनको हरा के टॉप 100 में कैसे आऊंगा? Understand? So they are must do, but not only they do. Okay, I hope this gives you the idea, beta. So I think
Absolutely.
we've
Yes.
taken most of the queries.
Yes, yes. I think we have. And don't worry, आज आखिरी दिन नहीं है जब आप हमसे कुछ पूछ पाओगे. We are going to be here every day morning at 10 a.m. So जो भी आपके डाउट्स होते हैं आज के दिन में, I will say start writing them on a piece of paper, right? और अपने पास रखो और सुबह आकर हमसे पूछो, right? We will be happy to help as many as we can. यहाँ तो हम ये भी नहीं पूछ रहे हैं आप डांस के बच्चे हो नहीं हो. We are here to just help anyone who wants a genuine advice, who wants our input, right? So we will be happy to help you. Do ask us, right? And we will stay with you. The journey is incomplete जब तक हम आप सबको दूसरी तरफ नहीं पहुंचा दें, right? We are happy for the students who have done well, but we are also wanting that our other students should be able to come to the other side, right? And it is possible, and you will do it. There is no way that we won't. It doesn't exist. Okay? The only thing that exists is that I will not do it. मैं quit कर दूं तो बहुत अलग बात है, मगर मैं ये बोलूं कि होगा ही नहीं तो ये सही बात नहीं है ना? So it is just about क्या हम अपनी विल पावर को, अपनी कैपेसिटी को, अपनी ड्रीम्स जितना बड़ा कर सकते हैं कि नहीं. सपना सब देखते हैं, मगर धीरे धीरे क्या होता है, कुछ लोग सपने देखने बंद कर देते हैं. Why? Because they've told themselves we can't do it. So please
So
सपना देखो, बड़ा सपना देखो और अपनी efforts को उतना बड़ा करो. Right, Dr. Samir, over to you.
Okay, so just before we go, I thought we'll leave you with a quiz today. This is a question which was asked in NEET PG 2024. Okay, सबने बोला 2024 आसान था, 2025 मुश्किल था. मैं तेरे सामने रख देता हूँ, अभी बता दे 2024 में कॉन्सेप्ट थे कि नहीं थे. Identify the diagnosis on the MRCP इससे पहले कभी नहीं दिखाया था, लेकिन डैम्स रेगुलर क्लास में डिस्कस किया गया था, बट इट वुड नॉट बी डिस्कस्ड इन अ रिवीजन कोर्स. So it is very important that कि अपन regular course पहले करेंगे. So you saw there is a cystic dilatation of the distal CBD. This was not cholangitis, Hirsch and Mehta. This was choledochal cyst. Choledochal cyst. But if you have made the concepts, it would be easy to do. I am again emphasizing, हर साल नीट पीजी से पहले लोग बोलते हैं खाली पुराने क्वेश्चन याद कर लो बन जाएगी बात. ऐसा होता नहीं है. और अगली बार जो बच्चे होते हैं वो कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं. हर साल का पेपर कॉन्सेप्चुअल आता है. पुराने क्वेश्चन देख के लगता है वो आसान थे, आसान नहीं होते, वो डिस्कस हो चुके होते हैं. अगली बार फिर नए क्वेश्चन आएंगे, चॉइसेस ट्रिकी होगी. ट्राई टू मेक योर कॉन्सेप्ट्स. यू विल लव द वे मेडिसिन इज. यू विल लव द वे एवरीथिंग इज इंटीग्रेटेड. विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट बेटा.
Okay, this small query. Yes, the workbooks are available in your Back to Basics section, and yes, they are downloadable. So you can download, put it in your iPad or any tablet, and write during the class. You can also take a printout of the workbook. So all new workbooks are now available in the Back to Basics in the workbook section. Okay.
So God bless you and have a wonderful day ahead and have a productive day ahead. We'll be back tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll do a, I think, ask
तो
me anything.
ये एक बच्चे ना दो
I'll
बच्चे
show it.
बार बार मायरा के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं. एक थोड़ा सा बता दो बिफोर वी गो.
So Myra is a revision resource which is AI generated on the app. All you need to do is you need to click Myra, and Myra will ask you which subject do you want to revise. In 5 minutes, she will revise a topic for you. Then again, she will ask you anything you want to revise. And Myra is based mainly on what teachers are teaching. It is just a AI tool which is listening to the teachers and helping you revise the key points from the lecture. You can use it as a revision resource or a revision companion. It is Myra means my revision assistant. So I hope that helps you.
As of now, she is not asking you MCQs, but yes, it's just the beginning. So we will train her to start asking you MCQs as well, right? So maybe I'll feed her my voice, and I'll scold you through Myra, and I will boost you up through Myra, and maybe I'll ask you questions in the form of Myra. Chalo, we'll bring more and more to you, but till then, keep studying, keep working hard, stay happy, never lose hope, never lose your self confidence. Remember, when you are rock bottom, the only way is up, up, up. Okay? Chalo, take care, everybody.
Tomorrow we'll do a ask me anything session so that if you have any queries you can write it down, and we'll take more queries tomorrow again. So don't worry, we'll be back again 10 a.m. tomorrow morning in the daily transform session. God bless you, beta.
Take care, everyone. Bye bye.